I'd said she brainwashed me because she used to put me in the pushchair in the middle of the arena and ride around me. I think I had like $4,000 I'd saved up and a suitcase full of winter clothes from the op shop. 3 years in, I had a bad accident with a horse where it fell on me and I broke my pelvis.
Mm-hmm. Do you have the feeling like
I feel like I'm
made it?
Very far from it. I got here, you know, and it is possible, and people will tell you it's not, and yeah, it really is, but you have to work your ass off.
So guys, I just wanted to interrupt for a moment to tell you about an amazing device we use here for the management and treatment of our horses and many other horses that come to the TRT stables. The HOFMAG K8 is an electromagnetic therapy machine. It is a therapy for the treatment of bones, joint, and soft tissue, which of course includes the muscles, really important for us. It's the next generation and leading machine in electromagnetic therapy. It works for a large range of treatments. It is accelerated healing by stimulating cells to kickstart the healing process. I use it on myself and, of course, all of my horses. If you want to find out more, go to hofmag.com/TRT. Say it again, hofmag.com/TRT.
G'day guys, welcome back to TRT the Podcast. Today, this evening, we have an Australian dressage rider, originally from Perth, Western Australia, who went to Europe as a teenager with no horse of his own, worked his way through the toughest dressage region in the world, earned a spot to train under the most decorated rider in dressage sport history. He made it to the Olympic Games in Paris on a horse he trained himself from a young horse all the way to the highest level. William Matthew, welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
Welcome
nice to be here. Yeah.
Welcome to my man cave.
Yeah, this is cool. Yeah.
We've got
bit of Australia in here. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. There's a bit of stuff hanging around.
Yeah.
We've got stubbies in the fridge, but no Mrs. Max meat pies, unfortunately.
Yeah,
okay. But so, mate, starting from the beginning, actually, both of us probably have a common thing, and it was our mums that got us into becoming riders, and our father's probably thinking, what the hell happened?
Yeah,
how did that happen?
Yeah.
But tell us, what do we need to know about your early life growing up in Australia that explains how you wrote the story as part of your journey that I just read out the intro?
No, I mean, it was normal Australian childhood. We kind of lived near the coast and a lot of time at the beach, and mum was a rider, like a hobby rider, and I don't know when it was exactly, but around 6-7 years old she took me for a riding lesson, and then it just spiraled from there. But I mean, we were always around horses. Dad said she brainwashed me because she used to put me in the pushchair in the middle of the arena and ride around me. So he reckons I was brainwashed from a young age. Yeah.
So what about early memories? Because of course we have done the same thing, come to Europe from Australia, and it's kind of a different sort of upbringing than Europe. In Europe, you go to a riding school, and it's very much about the technical aspect of riding. In Australia, we have a lot of using horses. We have the pony club system, a little bit like UK. What is the sort of thing you cherish from that time in growing up in Australia and doing horses? Yeah,
I mean, I think we could never really afford an own horse, so I just rode anything I could get my hands on, kind of thing.
Anything with 4 legs?
With 4 legs, yeah.
I'll trade you a bloody Mars bar.
It was just first riding school lessons, and then asking if I cleaned some boxes, can I ride another horse? And basically went on from that, and then actually what helped a lot was being a guy. There was at least in Perth, there was this showing was really big, and there was always a gents hack class in the Royal Show.
Yeah, right.
So a lot of people would say, "Oh, can you ride my pony horse, whatever, to qualify it for this class?" So that, I guess, was a way in to get horses to ride.
Yeah,
and then also probably helped me to sit nice on the horse, because that's what that thing is all about, just sitting still and riding around. and then from there, just anything that was offered, I would kind of
It's
put my
kind of
hand up.
it's a special thing, the egg shows in Australia, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I remember also going to, like, I'm from Melbourne, of course, the Dandenong show and the Melbourne show.
Yeah.
And there was always horses and pony classes and Galloway classes.
That's it. Yeah.
It's kind of often the...
And and it was, I mean, that was my biggest goal, to get to a royal show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's moved on from that.
Right.
Yeah.
The royal.
Yeah.
So what was the decision? How did you come to the decision to come to Europe?
I think I always knew I wanted to do horses. My parents kind of pushed me a bit, like, get a good job or study or whatever, and then with that money you can pay for your own horse and ride.
Yep.
And then I did a clinic with a lady called Kate Mabley, an English lady. She came over and rode a horse there, and she kind of said, like, also asked me, like, what do you want to do? And I said, actually, I would like 2 horses. And she said, well, once you finish high school, come over for like a gap year. And she had
to England.
To England,
yeah, right.
And she had a stable with Lusitanos and stuff. It was actually in Cornwall. So
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then she basically, I went there and was working with her, and then she said, but why don't you do it as a job? And that was kind of finally, I guess, someone I respected gave me permission to say, like, go do it as a job, and you can do it. And then that was the plan from then on.
And did you actually then go back home for the gap year, or did you stay?
So I stayed. I got to England like directly after high school. Went there so it was like January, like freezing cold. I think Mum took me to the op shop to buy like winter jackets and stuff. So I was like dressed with these like big jackets and rubber boots and and then
how old were you then?
17. Yeah. And then basically ran out of money because I'd saved up like through high school, and then went back, and I think I was 6-8 months in Australia, and I just did like worked whatever I could. I was working in stables and also laboring work on building sites. My dad's a tiler, so then working with an electrician and did all kinds of stuff. And then saved enough money and then sent emails around to anyone I could think of in Europe that would want me. And Hayley Beresford answered. And then
another Aussie.
Went to her, as a working student.
Okay.
Same kind of thing. I think I had like $4,000 I'd saved up and a suitcase full of winter clothes from the op shop. And she was always laughing at me with my like big baggy like waterproof pants. And then it kind of went from there. And also I think I was 8 months at Hayley's, ran out of money again. And then she sent me as a groom for a para rider, a Kiwi para rider for London Olympics. And this stable I was in, grooming for her, they were riding one really big kind of naughty horse, and it was blocking, and I did my normal, what I've always done. Oh, I can have a go. And then they offered me a job. And then I got paid work. And kind of
start. So you actually where did you get your driver's license then?
In England, in Cornwall.
In England,
in
Cornwall.
Right. That was, I did that while I was there.
Funny things. So, of course, that just explains actually that you've done the real deal from a young age.
Really.
And so what do you think from going through that process, what does it really take to be, because of course, we talked about it before out of the podcast, that I try to give the opportunity to young people to come from Australia and to get the experience and to try to like teach them something. And of course, a lot of Aussies go that even probably have the possibility to stay. With having family from the UK or having since the Brexit, that's a little bit difficult. But there is a lot of Aussies in my time that also came at the same time I did. Or had been over before and sort of come back with a towel between the legs. And I was like, whoa, okay. Where is Europe like? It is it's a tough thing. So from your experience, what do you think it is that? What is it that I think makes it possible?
It's this love of the horses, or this passion for it. Like you just gotta, it's a bit of an addiction probably. You're
Yeah.
like, I think I was just like, no, I want more and want to learn more and want to, and I think with Hayley, I went grooming for her. The first big show was Hagen, like Horses and Dreams.
Yeah.
And after I walked around that stable and I saw all the riders walking around, and I just thought, no, this is, I want to do this one day.
Yeah.
And then, you just have to keep pushing. Yeah. And just keep your eyes open for any opportunity where, like this thing in England, it was a bit of a maybe dangerous thing to do, but I was like, no, maybe this leads to something. I can do a good job. And,
and just dare to have a go.
And just put your hand up. And I mean, they probably thought, who is this groom? Like, why does he want to ride this horse? And but
and dare to do it and say yes to the things, not
exactly. You just have to put yourself out there. And you know, like at Hayley's, it was like, if I make this horse ready fast enough, I'll be able to hand walk it and watch her riding. And maybe I learn something. And you know, other people maybe would be like, oh, I can have a sit down and do it slow. And but it's like, no, be faster, and then you can see something. And on the day off, I would sit in the arena and watch her ride. And that was
Did that feel like a long period to you when you look back? Because I think I find a lot of people younger people that come now, they kind of, the world is different, of course, because of the internet and of course now AI, and before that social media and phones, and you know, the whole world is going 10 times faster than when we were first arriving. And of course, if they want something, they order today and it's there tomorrow. So I find a lot of young people now have a sort of poor relationship to time. You know, like they come and they say, oh yeah, I've been working a lot of young horses. I was at a stable for a long time. You know, and they come and they start working. So, oh, how long were you at that stable? 3 months. And you think, you don't have time to learn the horses' names.
Exactly.
But in that period, does it feel like you invested a huge chunk of your life, or was it?
No, I mean, I think, okay, you're so busy as well that it does fly past in one way. But I think I was just so, like any little task that was given or responsibility, I was so proud of. You know, I think when I first got, there was one horse that was coming back from an injury, and she said, well, this can be your project, to lunge it and slowly get it like working again. And then maybe you can even be the one that can ride it in the beginning. And that was like, oh, I can ride this horse if I do a good job. And then it was like, do the best job ever lunging this horse. And, it was like my whole day was to walk and lunge this horse. And then, actually I did get to ride it and do the, you know, long sides trotting straight, and then walk, because it was doing, I don't know, 10 minutes trot or something. And this was amazing.
And also just to sort of, to dare to take those opportunities and see them as opportunities.
I mean, a lot of people will be like, oh, I have to lunge that horse today. I was like, maybe I'm going to get this
lead one.
It's
purely a perspective, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like seeing it as an opportunity, or seeing it as not quite what you thought you would like to do or want to do.
Exactly.
What is your daily, or what is your weekly sort of routine look like now? Because of course, we will get into later what it sort of takes to be higher end in the sport. But for you, because of course you don't get to where you have gotten to and what you've achieved by, you know, riding the odd horse. Like you've got to be prepared to do some, probably some hours not many other people are willing to do.
That's the thing. And I think now, like I'm often told by my girlfriend, like slow down a bit, because now it's like, now when it's my own thing, it's like maybe I'm even working harder than I ever did. And that's a bit, the thing to remind yourself, like, okay, there is a workday should be 8 hours and not keep going. And so I think now I have actually a bit too much, but it's like 14 horses in the stable, and I have me and my groom, and we just kind of plan the week around the horses. And
so just your team is you and your groom and 14 horses.
And that's so I've there's quite a few young ones, so of course they're not working every day, and every horse has to have a couple of days off a week. So as long as you plan it right, you're riding maybe in the end 9-10 horses in the day, and then there's always an extra trailer coming in the driveway for a lesson, or something that you
see
forget
the trailer,
about.
like, oh, I wasn't sure there was meant to be someone coming today.
Yeah. And then act like you're not surprised they're there.
Yes.
And it's kind of, so it's a long day, but it's, again, you love it, and it's working towards something. And I do plan to slowly get it less, but then an opportunity, someone calls you and they're like, oh, try this horse, and then you're like, oh, this is I have to have this one. So I don't know, I'm still working out the balance, but
I think it's just an age-old trap. And I think if you want to be able to be successful and come somewhere in the horses, it is actually, in the end, the hours you're prepared to put in and you dedicate all of that. It's, I think, for any top athlete, if they're not focusing 100% of the time on their thing, the ones that are spending whole weekends, going out with friends and taking it easy.
You don't,
at the end,
find this balance.
That's not going to help the performance.
That's for sure. So it's, you have to put the work in.
So we often have a saying in Oz that you often hear people say, or people back home, people you've maybe early on had something to do with. You hear on the grapevine that they've said, oh yeah, he's like made it. He's made it over there.
Yeah.
Can you identify with that? Like people saying that? Do you have the feeling like
I feel like
I've made it?
Very far from it? No, and that's also not good, because you do have to realize how far you've come. But I have so much more ambitions and things going on in my head that I want to still reach. But you do have to sometimes look back and like, shit, I did that.
Exactly. And that's difficult always from the perspective you're in, because like you say, you have ambitions and you're looking forward.
And
you're thinking
and that's the thing, like you come back from Paris and the 12 horses are still sitting there, and you start riding again. And I was at Isabel's at 7 o'clock the next morning and rode the horses. And
life goes on.
And that's, I think, that's the humbling thing about horses. From all perspectives, business side, you could sell a horse for $1 million, but the next day your life's not going to be easier. You're going to go home and ride all the other ones.
They'll have the same task, and the same drive, and the same goal.
Exactly. And that's so. It's it is a humbling sport or job.
So talking about the Olympics, then your Olympic experience. Is it life-changing in any way to become an Olympian?
I think life-changing. I think I got maybe a different degree of respect in the industry, like from people. I felt like they did.
From doing it.
Yeah, from doing it. Like it felt, especially like a lot of, old German breeders and stuff, they're like, who's this Australian guy? And then after you've done something like that, it's definitely a different degree of respect, maybe, which was really cool. And I guess maybe in yourself, you also have more self-respect. Like you're like, oh, I have made
Achieved
something
it.
and achieved that, so I can believe in myself a bit more. So I think that side for sure, and for sure it opened a few more doors and things to different opportunities. But like I said, life-changing. I mean, the next day I drove home, and I think we got home at 10 o'clock in the evening with the horse, and at 7 o'clock I was in the stable at Isabel's riding again. It didn't change life in that way.
Well, doing it, did you have a different perspective then from doing it to what you thought it would be, to like as far as the progression to get there, the work, the preparation,
like
all
it was
the stuff
over
that
very
goes
quick.
Yeah.
It was like you came out of the Grand Prix, and I was like, felt like a huge weight was off your shoulders. I was like, oh my God, I can breathe now. And you realize how much tension you were holding, probably. But it's pretty hectic, the whole experience. Like of course you have a lot of time from your daily life, like you haven't got all your horses to ride, and you have time to really focus on the horse while you're there. But there's so much, it feels like so much is going on. I had family over and friends over, and you feel you want to say hi to them, and you want to do stuff, and it's so it just rolls through.
What would have been your biggest takeaway? Because of course you did have a lot of family and friends there supporting you. And of course to ride in Paris at that venue,
Yeah,
to go into that ring, and also representing your country, being part of a team.
Yeah, this was
being there with the horse that you brought there, having ridden him from a 4-year-old, and now in the ring at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty.
No, it was really special, and to go into that arena and see all of that, and that atmosphere was unbelievable. But I think my biggest take from Paris was also just realizing how many good people I have around me. Like, that was really a cool. We went one night. We went out for dinner in this little French restaurant, and they let us have this kind of back room, and it was just close friends and family, and you're really like, well, I've got really good friends also from my journey in Europe, and then Australian friends came over, and it was like, I'm pretty lucky with this, to have this around me.
And do you have also moments then where you think it's pretty rare for like people to come all the way from Australia to have family? Now you're in Paris, in a little restaurant.
Yeah.
Did you have a moment where you're like, actually, I created this, my passion and all the work and craziness I've done over the years to dedicate myself to my sport, to my passion, to horses, to get to this world stage.
Yeah.
And then, if that the takeaway of having the special people around you, is you really feeling
think,
of
like how important that is, I think. And a few friends that are in the same situation with me, they're riders and working, and they were also there, and to think, and that they really understand how much it's taken to get there. And they're still there supporting you like 100%, and like that's pretty cool, I think. Yeah.
And also being there and being in the Olympic Village, do you have really this Aussie pride? Like, you notice the Aussie flags, you see other athletes from Australia also representing the country?
Well, we didn't get to go in the village because we had they put the equestrian, because the village was so far away from the stables. So they rented like a chateau thing nearby, which was really cool. But it was also cool to be there then a bit with the eventers and stuff, and to talk to them, because all of like Shane and Chris and that, they've done a few Olympics, and to have them
a couple between them,
and to have them kind of supporting you and the mental side, that was cool to have them there. I mean, I think Shane said to me, like, your routine is what got you here, so don't change it. He's like, if you have a beer in the evening, have a beer in the evening. Like, don't start like trying to be like go running or something if you don't do that. Like, he's like,
pretty sound advice.
Like he's just like, just stick to your routine. Like, if you used to have 2 beers in the evening, do that, because that's what got you here, and that's stick with your routine, and don't. And I think that was quite like grounding. Like, don't become a super athlete because you're in Paris, and just keep your way, and and that's
but pretty difficult to do. I mean, okay, it's also the same Grand Prix, it's in the white fences, the judges box are in the same place, but there, when you're there at Versailles, and you're like,
it's really
the whole Olympic thing, and you have everything that comes with it, and the opening ceremony, and it's like psychologically building you up to say, this is like the biggest thing on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was to just really keep the focus of like, how you ride normally, like I just stayed like looking between his ears and like, don't look up. And I went in, and after the test I looked around, and it was like, I think both of us, me and Frodo, like looked up like, well, where are we? But just to really like, it's the same arena, and just try and focus on that. And and that was actually not too difficult for me to do, which was quite good.
The right prep.
But maybe even the special was because once you've come out and you've seen that, and then you have to go in again, it's maybe more difficult than the first.
Oh, right.
I think.
Okay.
Because then you've already felt that atmosphere, and then it's
the anticipation again of
exactly. Whereas the first time it was just like, just ride.
Because generally when you're at a competition and you've ridden the Grand Prix, or you've ridden a horse in the small tour before, you've been in the ring, it's a bit like, I've kind of gone through the whole cycle, gone the other side, then it's normally easier. But
that was a bit maybe for me more, I mean, it worked out in the end, but it was, you definitely felt maybe a bit more this pressure from the atmosphere.
And So thinking about like the progression to there, and actually through your whole career, talking about turning points.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely in my career sort of moments where you're at a fork in the road, and you sort of go, I could take this opportunity, or later on you say, I've taken this opportunity, but if I didn't, where like I would have been at
somewhere else, or
a completely different place in my life, completely different decision. Were there things along the way in your career where you were like, I'm glad I took that, and if I didn't, or I should have taken that?
Yeah. No, I mean, there's been many points also in my, like, I guess my own riding, where I think when I worked for Warwick McLean, there was, I don't know, 3 years in, I had a bad accident with a horse where it fell on me and I broke my pelvis. And that was, for me, I think mentally a big point of, I changed my riding a lot after that. Like I was too gung-ho and too like, in the end, asking too much from the horses, and I think in hindsight that it was an accident, but probably if I'd been a bit calmer and in a better mental state, it wouldn't have happened. And that was a big learning thing. Like
the sign
doesn't have to happen so quick. And so like things like that. And I mean, through different jobs, I mean, the job with Isabel, for sure, this was a huge turning point. That was, we actually took horses there to show her for selling, and I was planning to go self-employed then. And then she saw me ride, and then she kind of asked me like, what are you doing with life? And I told her, and she said, well, would you want to work half days for me? And of course, I had to say yes to this. And that opened a lot of doors. Yeah. And I think working for her as kind of a foreigner, it also got a lot of respect from the German community and judges and other riders. And so this was, a huge door.
Because of course there's also hundreds of riders in Germany that come through the system, junior, young rider, supported by everything. And you have quite a selection of also riders that have got family, parents that have also been successful to that level. And then, to take an Aussie guy that brought a horse in to sell.
No, this was really, and I mean, through her, I got crazy opportunities. Again, it's a bit searching for these opportunities, like with Belantis, that was the first horse I rode an international Grand Prix. And and that was, again, he was a little bit tricky. And I said to her, maybe I can try double lunging him, and maybe that helps with the Piaffe Passage, because this was really difficult for him. And it did help a bit. And then, she said, well, try doing it on his back. And this also worked a bit. And and then I got this ride. And and then
like walking a horse in hand and lunging him and maybe getting the opportunity.
And it was, and just to keep always searching a little bit. And then from that, I guess she saw I can work with a little bit of a tricky one, and got different, I guess a lot of my opportunities came from tricky ones, because I was open to try this. She also has an eye for this opportunity. She's like, oh, this worked. And which I think I really respect about her is, I mean, she's Isabel. She's she's done everything, and she still thinks this young Aussie guy can maybe do a better job. And I mean, to have that thought pattern, and think that to allow that to happen. I mean, there's a lot of riders that have way too big an ego to even let that happen. They'd rather just say it doesn't work with this horse, but she's like, no, let him have a go. And maybe he can do it better, or has a different idea. And I think that's crazy.
What do you think that would be the major, I mean, from the small interactions and times that I met Isabel, for me, she's really a person that I of course saw her for many years at the shows. And also you get that sense of the intense professionalism and focus. And she's like there to do the job and don't get in the way.
Exactly.
But then when you see her at home, she's of course extremely open, extremely really friendly, but also at the show in between. She will always say hello.
Once she's riding and focused, then
and she sort of has this care factor of wanting to share what she knows is the formula to succeed.
Yeah.
And if you're hungry enough and you want to know it, she will
she'll give you
openly.
yeah.
So what sort of the major takeaway from being there? What's sort of the thing of learning?
This being open to learning still. Like, I mean, you think what she's done, and she was winning medals like the year after I was born, you know, and it's like, and you just think it's to still want to learn and still have that passion that maybe this guy has a different feeling or a different idea. And she'd often get us riders, if it's not working, to jump on, and, you know, and it's not even then that she's telling us what to do. She'll sit in the corner in silence and just watch us and try to figure out what do they do there, and maybe I can try that. And I mean,
try to see
and I think there's many riders that would just, their ego's too big to even admit that someone else can do it better. And I think that's what's made her so successful. She's always trying to get better, and she still thinks she's not good enough, you know. And and I think if you have that, you can only improve.
And it must be, I mean, I have it also with a few of my mentors, that it's not everybody really gets the opportunity to, I mean, you can't get much better than to have her as your mentor, but also to have a kind of friendship and a history of every day being in the arena together. Like, it's a pretty special thing to have a woman like that, and an incredible human, actually. Let alone what she's achieved in the sport and everything, but just how she's gone about her passion and her life, and how she continues to
I mean, for me, it is pure passion for horses. Like, it's really
And it's interesting because I also have heard you say a few times, when people say, what is it about dressage? And also you refer back to it's about the animal from the beginning.
Exactly. Like it has to start from there, because I think, why did we all start it in the first place? Because we loved horses. I
think it's a really strong message. It's also something I've used in welfare conferences and clinics and demos. I try to get people to remember back to that first interaction. The first time. Do you remember the first time you saw a horse and you felt the breath and you touched the nose
and just this
what were you thinking at that moment?
In this moment?
And I think it's easy for us to forget. You know, people become vets, they become riders, they become the shifty horse dealer. You know, and you have to make a living, which is not easy.
No,
in the horse world as well. It's sort of putting your bread and butter on the plate. And so sometimes our sort of ethical and moral compass also gets shifted, because we say, oh, well, he's doing it, so that means
it's fine.
I can't succeed if I don't do what they're doing. And I think we get lost and taken away from that exact point.
And this is, I think, just to remind yourself always, and to have this empathy for the horses, like that if we all make mistakes, and if we've had a hard ride, I think some riders have lost this. They get down and they don't have a bad feeling about it. And I think as long as if you have gone too far or done something wrong, that afterwards you should feel bad about it, and and not let it happen again. And as long as you've got that, I think you will stay on the right way, you know. But I think there's some people that just say, oh, stupid horse, it did the wrong thing, and then it's gone wrong.
The self-reflection part, that always look from the right side of it, or who is actually affecting the direction of how this goes.
Exactly.
So talking about the business side of things then, because of course, we just touched on the difficulty to make it, and to actually be able to create a business, and to put food on the table, and to be able to put 100% of yourself into what it takes to train and progress and find the horses and go to the shows. Of course, you have to learn another skill, which is to deal with sponsors, owners,
which
breeders. There's sort of a whole side of it. And of course, there's the choices, the main ones, which is teaching a lot, or training a lot of horses, or giving a lot of clinics, and you sort of try to find the balance in that, selling some horses. this is not always easy because
No.
you have finally a really good one, and that's one you would love to keep, but you also have to be able to eat the next day and afford to go to the shows. And with the other ones that are maybe not as talented, but you have to ride them further to get them there. How is that for you? It's sort of entrepreneurial skills that have been you had to develop along the way to survive.
You have to learn from a lot of mistakes. And it's, I think the good thing, like the way I went, because it is hard work and a bit stressful sometimes, this also creates, I think, a hardness in your mind that you can, then when you have to go more onto the business side, you already have a bit this mental strength to, like when there is a stressful thing with, I don't know, some money or something, it's not as bad somehow because you've already had or handled extreme stress before that. So that's
preps you in a way.
Preps you, and then, I mean, I'm still finding the balance and the way, but it is tricky, and it's goes again back a lot of the time back to this being ethical and being like with the selling horses. This is always tricky because either it's your own horse and you need to sell it, and that's hard, and then maybe you're going too fast with the horse because you think
the market says money. It's this age, it should be doing this.
Or then you have an owner that owns the horse who also wants you to go faster with the horse, and then you start to put this pressure on yourself. So it's always, that's hard to find the balance of doing it in the right way. You know, like I think over the years I've developed like a tool belt, and I have all the tricks to make them move more if they need to, but it's a shortcut in the end. And you can use this for a video or something, but it's not real development of the horse and training. And I think to try and remind yourself to take the time and and then of course if you're going to go really correct, you then have to find a way to put food on the table, which is then maybe with teaching or training. And I think in the long run, it pays off because that horse will sell really good if you've trained it really good. But in the meantime, you have to find a way to keep going.
Are there things that you'd have in your mind that you would change in the horse culture to be able to relieve you of some of those pressures? Like when you say you have an owner that says pressure to sell, or you have a horse that you come to a point it's selling and the market says he's 6 years old, he needs to do a flying change. Are there things in there that would be like taking the weight off, like I don't have to, that's not going to put pressure on me to, go against my moral sort of ethical boundaries?
I mean, I guess it's so hard because it's, I guess like any industry, you're always pushing the limit a little bit, and it's to find, I guess it would, to start with, I don't really know how you would do it, but to make that people don't expect so much from a horse at a certain age. That I guess the way, and maybe to educate people more that they can see the potential better, that you can say,
it's not a score
it doesn't do a
sheet
flying change, but it is going to for sure. And it's look at this canter or whatever, but it's not in the balance already to start that exercise. And that people could, that you could maybe talk more openly with the clients and they trust you more. But there's a lot of also dodgy things going on, I think, in the horse
where
dealing
people
and
get
selling.
suspicious and
and it's, so then I guess it's building up a clientele that they trust your opinion, and that when you say it will learn this, and if it doesn't, I will help you to get to that point. Maybe then this, to get the trust a bit more in the business.
And I think that point you make about the time is important. Because that puts pressure on everything.
Exactly.
And in the end, we have time. Like if you think when a horse gets to Grand Prix, the time you spend to actually make him really solid and comfortable in Grand Prix, that he's truly feeling like he is a Grand Prix himself.
Exactly.
And not kind of getting to this level and it's like, okay, this is like full on. And and I think the young horse part, we get this period in between where they sort of get out of their 5 and 6 year old year. And then you have, okay, now let's just regroup and sort of think about how we're coming to the small tour.
The next,
and it's sort of, and I think the young horse classes, of course, it's almost a completely different business than producing a horse for the Grand Prix.
For sure.
So it puts pressure on time. And of course, breeders and people that are in that game,
Yeah.
I mean, the quicker the horse can perform and the quicker they can be at payday, the better.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's kind of...
Yeah. No, I don't know how, or even make some kind of regulations, or I'm not sure of it to make some.
Yeah, well, you've seen my new young horse class.
Like
thing,
this.
so.
Yeah, exactly. This, but this kind of thing to take a bit the pressure away, and that it's more about the mental state of the horse and not. Yeah. I mean, it's often that people are saying, I want a 6-year-old that is showing a bit the half steps, and it's like, but why?
Yeah.
If it can't do like, a circle, why does it need to do piaffe?
Yeah, exactly. And also that period of time between the small tour and the Grand Prix is also, there's time. It's
it's,
within a year you need to go from small tour to Grand Prix. It's also but that first bit seems to be always like we have to go full on. Otherwise, if he misses the train or misses the bus as a 6-year-old, then he'll never make it to
Or the other way could be that that the value of horses actually would get cheaper, but the value on training would go up.
Yeah.
That, people would then pay double for training, but the horses in the end are cheaper to buy, and then you would put more money into training a good horse.
Yeah.
And maybe that's, but I don't know if we're going to change that.
Not during the podcast.
No.
Complicated. So the bigger picture, life perspective, do you think much about the balance with personal life and also sort of laying already the stepping stones of the goals you have in the sport, but then after the sport? And do you have, I probably should have asked this question. I'm going to split the questions a bit. When did you decide you were going to stay in Europe? My parents always used to think I was coming back at some point.
Yeah.
And then
I think mine still hope it somehow.
You're still at that stage. You ring up and say, so what's your plans for and then in the end say, you're not coming back, are you?
Yeah. It's a bit, no, I mean, I think now I've almost lived here longer than I lived in Australia in 2 or 3 years. So it's become home now.
Yeah.
And I guess getting to that mental point, I just haven't thought about it because I've been so busy just with the goals. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, but it is home now kind of thing. So it kind of fell into place on its own.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of.
Are you telling your family now that you're never coming back?
They know it now.
So guys,
No, but they.
But it is a thing. Like along the way too, you came here really young, and in a time where most young guys have actually a lot of support from the family, and you're in those normal routines, and of course you have contact with home and what your mates are doing, and actually the contrast of what you're putting yourself through here to achieve your goal and to follow your passion it's quite a big sacrifice.
I mean, I guess it was always a bit like hard, but then I try to always go back like once a year for a few weeks, and you kind of the first years, I don't know, till like 25, it was like nothing. I felt like nothing really changed at home. I'd come back and some people were studying, some got a new job, but Perth was Perth, and
there's still, you go to the pub on a Friday and still the same blokes are in the same chair.
Exactly. It's
and like a time capsule.
So I mean, this kind of made or always reassured you like, oh, I'm not missing too much, I guess. And then maybe in recent years I actually maybe almost was a bit more homesick because like my sister's got married and has a kid now, and he's 3 now, I think. I hope I got that right. And that's kind of hard when you're missing those kind of family things. But I don't know, with video calling, and the world has gotten smaller. I mean, when I first went to England, it was a Skype call twice a week.
The old Skype.
So, I mean, that has got a lot easier. I mean, my dad calls me every morning, like when I'm getting ready for work. Nice. He's got an alarm and he always calls, and we have a 10-minute chat or whatever. And so it is like you're still, the world has got smaller. But
I remember that too. I had the call card. That made it from Europe. You could call into Australia, but still, then it was an operator.
And
a few years before. I remember calling the old man, and I could hear the operator talking. She was like, Mr. Tucker, do you, I have Tristan on the line. He's like, who? I was like, what the hell, Dad? Like, I haven't been away that long.
Yeah.
So thinking then about the future and like you've achieved all your goals, do you think still you'll be here, or one time you think lifestyle in Australia is like pretty hard to beat? I find myself going...
It's always a bit in the back of my head, but also I've set myself up so much here that life is here in the end, if I'm honest. And I think when I go back and I teach a clinic or something, I also, for me, it's would be so hard to go back to that level of the sport when I've experienced this. I think I still have that real passion for the sport here.
Being amongst that and absorbing.
Yeah, I mean, like after Paris, I didn't ride any internationals, and now I went to Liège a few weeks ago, and it was again like it just reignited this flame that you're like, this is what I love. Yeah.
You're a pretty open and transparent guy, and also now I know probably also the influence of willing to learn and to be always open. And of course I've experienced that firsthand when you came to my live event with the horse you were having difficulty with. It's one thing actually I really admire in you, that it's to be open like that. Because of course I work with a lot of professionals, and that's the hardest thing. If they come with a problem and they have a difficult horse, it's not the talent. It's purely the mindset. If you're open enough to find or look at something differently, you will find the answer that you've been searching for, which is the reason you have the problem.
Exactly.
So it's kind of, and also at that time, we were launching the new young horse concept, and we were looking for horses for case studies. And the one hurdle for most people is, I say, okay, I'm looking for a case study. And I say, but it's going to be a live thing. There's going to be a couple of thousand people there. It's also going to be live streamed. So we're coming into a public place. And we're going to be showing that the horse has a difficulty. And most people already are like, oh no, but I don't want anyone to know about it. Like most professional riders, I used to like put them in a row in the lessons so that they'd like turn up, and I'd sort of be, having my own little joke, They'd turn up and they'd see, oh, there's somebody else that's famous. And they're like, oh, hi. It's not that I have a problem, I was just here, and me either. Like that's already difficult. For some people. But not only that, you were also there with crutches. So you turned up, and knowingly or not, like that was a really powerful message for a lot of people. A lot of people wrote to me personally, DMs, WhatsApps. I mean, it went to a lot of people on the live stream. And they were like, it was so cool. Like Will was there, and it just it gave me the feeling that, everything doesn't go always perfect. Like shit goes wrong.
Exactly.
And that's okay. And you can go and workshop something with somebody else and find some new tools and some new perspective and try to help a horse. So, that for me was like it was just a cool thing for us to do that together.
That it makes it a bit more easygoing, I guess. So it's like, it doesn't matter if there's
but where do you think that comes? Because it is rare.
I don't know. I guess it's just a mindset, I guess. Like my mum's also always been super open. I mean, she's an amateur, but she also was always like, we did a lot with Pirelli, and like when I was younger, and this was also in this time, like, what is this stuff?
New.
And I think Monty Roberts once came to Perth, and we went and watched that. And, like she's always, mum and dad have always pushed like the ethical side. Like, I mean, if they ever saw me being strong with a horse, they would tell me, like,
pull you up.
And I think this real animal lovers. So I guess that, and then once you have that, I think you have to be open to learning because you want to do it right by the horse, and then to find, there's always going to be people that maybe have a better way of doing it, or
And it's a huge advantage. It's also from that experience, seeing how open you were, and also the way you analyze things with what I was doing. And most people in the beginning are just like, what the hell? What is this about?
Yeah.
But you were able to see it. And oh yeah, that's like, even if it was, a really crash course. A live event with all the people.
Yeah.
But then sort of going, that's an interesting, and already starting to pick out things that fit in your deal and how you see it. And of course, not long after, it went really well with that horse. You sent a video, and he was now at the competition, and
and it really
so it's a huge advantage for someone to be.
Yeah, and I think people get to you should try and learn and try and figure out like what other people are doing, and also if you're working with open people, don't get like, this is my system and I'm stuck in it. And like, it's also with you. You don't expect me then to go and do your system with every horse, but it's like you're showing me a few things, and that worked really good, and I'm going to use those things. And then if I have another problem, I know I can come to you and say, hey, what would I do here? Like to not be so rigid with everything. And maybe that comes a bit from the dressage. I don't know, because it is a bit of a rigid sport, but
it's a bit like coming back to
ask questions and
and also coming back to what Shane said, when don't change your routine. I mean, that's also the process of how we learn anything.
Exactly.
We go to different people, and we have different mentors along the way, and also different horses that teach us new things. And there's always times where you do something you've never heard before, you've never seen before. It is a first.
Exactly.
And then you take it on, you have it in your toolkit.
Exactly.
And then you go on.
That's the thing. I think what all of us should be doing is building a toolkit. Yeah.
So of course, there's a lot of pressure in the equestrian world right now with increasing public scrutiny around horse welfare. And while that's kind of super important, I personally tend not to agree with the sort of tactic people take in, going down the negative route. Purely the negative approach that tends to create segregation, separation, finger pointing. The whole industry kind of gets closed. I know professional riders that have a team of people that are protecting them from the next sort of video taken out of context, or the next social media bashing. And I sort of believe that it's a case of trying to provide content of inspiration and motivation to sort of create a movement through positivity.
Exactly.
Instead of just sort of pointing the fingers. Sort of strong, recognizable quotes that sort of stuck with me in my life. And they're sort of very, like from Gandhi. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Kind of supported in a positive way. Martin Luther King, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Putting negativity on negativity is not going to bring us sort of anywhere. And if we want lasting change, it doesn't come only through criticism. You have to kind of inspire people to do better. To be better.
Exactly.
And of course, the self-reflection part is important, because without seeing what we're doing, you can't begin to change. And a lot's happened in having the power of the internet and sort of calling out people. But what's your sort of view on the current climate, and what do you think, what do you try to do personally, and what do you think we can sort of start to build as a culture, as a horse culture, to give us the inspiration, motivation to create a movement of positivity that possibly can create change for the better of the horse?
I mean, I think
it's a big question.
No, I think like with this social media stuff, in the end, for me, it's just bullying in the end. Like it's not, and it's what I think everyone has to realize. It goes back to this thing that we all started horses because we love them. And all the people that have made mistakes, they also have to realize that most of them say it's a professional. Their whole day is like 12 hours a day in the stable with their horses. And do you think really that then they're like, no one mentally could take that if they're spending 12 hours a day abusing an animal? Like it's just not realistic that that's actually happening. And for sure, people make mistakes and do the wrong thing. But I like to believe that most people are thinking afterwards they've realized they've made the mistake, or they have a bad feeling about it in themselves anyway. And then, like you said, then actually we should be saying like, but you could do it this way, and you'll get a better feeling, and you'll feel good about yourself, and the horse will feel good. And it's just, for me, it's unlogical that also the money side, these horses are so expensive. Why would the person be abusing them the whole day? Because it's like, it costs so much. They're trying to do their best job, and that's what people have to realize. No one's getting on a horse and trying to do a bad job on purpose. That just doesn't make sense.
And I think the internet reflects exactly that point. That and also on the other side, like you know, the person that screams the loudest, you know, and it's probably like a 1% of, you know, it's not people like the whole internet is saying that there's a bigger horse welfare issue and public license and all this sort of stuff. It is a small percentage. And definitely there's probably a small percentage of people that are spending the whole day with no self-awareness and they're doing the completely wrong thing. But I think it's important to realize that the majority
and that's the thing,
is not
trying to figure it out the best they can.
And I think also that point you make, that where you know, that self-reflection of this is also how you can do it. And that you try to balance it out and allow people to show and be brave enough to show. Because in the end, nobody wants to share anything because they're afraid. But to sort of be okay with not everybody's perfect. That's like a known humanitarian fact. And that it is okay. It's okay. Like,
I think if we could change it, that people felt comfortable to say, I'm having a problem right now. Then they wouldn't be trying to fix it in a harsh way or whatever. Because they would feel that they can say, hey, who can help me with this? And then if we need to make more of a community that people can share problems, because then for sure there's like 10 other riders that they've already had that, and they can say, I can do that, you should try this or that, and I can help you with that. And if we weren't so embarrassed, it's a bit, some people have a bit too big an ego, I think, and you have to like just be, if we were all open and all just honest, like, it's not easy riding horses. And we make mistakes. And also in the management, you feed a horse too much of the wrong thing, or you do turn out on the wrong footing and they get an injury. And like, if we just all start combining the ideas and instead of being scared to say that we've made a mistake.
And to bring that balance into it, like you say, it's like to say also that it is okay, but also that we are not afraid to show the mistake and how we are planning to fix it.
Exactly.
Not like, I fixed it and it wasn't really a problem, but no, what is the process?
How did you do that?
Because I think the how did you do that is also an inspiring thing for people to look more into, well, how can I
get better and
how can I improve, and that they're inspired to improve instead of someone going, hey, you're wrong, and they're having to defend, and then you're not in a state of improvement, you're only in a state of defense.
And
this doesn't help anyone.
I think it would really, that's the thing, that people aren't scared to share ideas.
And I think through the social media sort of scene, we're big in it, so I know the landscape really well, and algorithms, how it works, and what gets attention and what doesn't. So there's also that media side of it that sort of pushes an agenda, the things that sell, the things that get clicks and attention, and all that sort of thing. But in the scheme of things, if we don't balance it out as horse people, the ones that sort of are in it have the experience, so they have the sort of narrative to share and tell. If we become too afraid to do that, you know, if you get two builders on a building site, they're like, oh, did you hear what happened at the last competition international? Oh yeah, I saw that dressage prancy thing, they're all horse abusers.
Yeah.
And if that's the only news that comes out,
Yeah.
it's like two builders think that people that do the prancy stuff are horse abusers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if, there was an equal publication of, you know, what...
Look how amazing this horse has been trained or whatever.
Yeah. And not even all just the positive side, but the shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And I had some good deep reflection.
Yeah.
This is why the horse was stressed in the ring. And I obviously have to go back and do something about this.
Yeah.
This is why he was stressed. Yeah. This is why he was stressful in the ring. Or actually, I don't even know why. And I need to figure this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that's also the narrative.
Exactly.
He's did you see that horse was flipping out? Yeah, they're horse abusers. Yeah, no, but I saw...
Yeah, maybe like a bit of, you feel sorry for them, like, oh yeah, they really tried, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And how
the transparency.
How can they fix that? And like a bit of empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reality.
And this is also, I think, if you've ridden on, like, this Grand Prix is so damn difficult to ride. Like when you've done it a few times, you realize, like, if you just get around the test, you're already doing a good job.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you have a mistake where it spooks and they get I think that level of respect also comes from doing the sport itself.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the more amateur riders, we need to educate that, or if we're more open to them to say, like, hey, I made this mistake, I can do this better, then maybe they also take an easier tone towards us. Yeah.
If you make out that we do everything perfect and hide everything that's not, you're also creating an illusion that people are unrealistically trying to live up to.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, last of all, mate, to end this nice discussion, if there's a rider at home in Australia that is thinking of going for it, and dreams to become an international dressage rider, as we did, young guys, what advice would you give that rider who's aiming to or contemplating to follow that dream? He's sitting at home. How do I? Which op shop do I go to buy the gear to?
I think you have to, if you really want to do it, you have to really believe in it and keep going, because like there's a lot of like stops in the road where you're like, oh, but you have to really have this self-belief and realize it's worth it and it's possible. Like I came with $4,000 cash, and it's like, and I got here, and it's it is possible, and people will tell you it's not, and it really is, but you have to work your ass off and believe it's worth the work.
I think have the resilience.
And still have fun along the way. Like, it's not just, I've also made amazing friends and had amazing times, and that's also really important. It's not just work and being a slave. You have to still make sure it's a good place. And I think these days you also should get paid properly, and or you have to get something back. I think 15 years ago it was a bit different, or 20 years ago, it was, you were a little bit of a slave sometimes.
You say, back in our day, we slept in the stables and just ate the...
Like, you should have insurance, and you should get some, you need money. You have to be able to buy food and survive. And and so this is for sure. Don't think, no, I need to be like rock bottom and just work like hell. You should have still a good lifestyle, and but work hard. And and
I think that's an important thing you bring up, because it does take a lot. I mean, you have to do stuff that a large percentage of people would not be prepared to do. As far as the hours of work and the dedication and all of the things that come with it, and being able to surround yourself with good people.
This is
and
really
search
important.
for that in the support. Your network, people you like to be around. Doesn't matter if they're maybe not, okay, in your case, you have the most, rider with the most accolades in the world. But it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. Someone that innately fits you.
Exactly.
And you just like being with, even if you were not working.
To have, have a beer with you when you're having a bad day. That's also important. Yeah. And I think always remember you meet people twice in life. Like, don't burn bridges. I mean, I think all my ex-bosses I'm good friends with, and I can always go back to them for support. And I think that's also important. You don't, because there's a lot of people that, they just, burn bridges. And this is also, you will meet them again in this. The horse world is small.
You meet the same people on the way up as you do on the way down.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's also an important thing about mentors, that you spend a lot of time and they've given you opportunity. And even if you grow out of that period of time and you go out on your own and things.
Normally if they were a good mentor, they also understand when it's time to let you go and move on to the next thing. Yeah.
No, nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming, mate.
It was good.
I always enjoy our interactions.
Really good. Yeah.
And also, like I said to you, in short, with the live event and things, you came with the horse and we worked a little bit together and we shared some ideas. But it is, when you look at it as a global thing within the culture of our horse sport, that simple action is the thing. I think that if more people were united
exactly,
and thinking about sharing and supporting each other and not being afraid that you're not the best or you made a mistake, that gives possibility for everybody to grow.
I think so. I think that's what we really need to, everyone has to work on, is just being more open to, it's fine to make a mistake. We're all going to many times.
Well, thanks for being here, mate.
Thanks for having me.
We can probably take a stubby now.
Sounds good.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't have to tell you what you have to do with this one. Of course, you're going to share it with everybody. Be good to your horses. We'll see you next time.